we reached out to you because you have a very interesting story,
Mhm.
and it's kind of like a glitch in the matrix.
Mhm.
It is something that a lot of people might also consider paranormal as well.
Yeah.
And I would like, if you could, just share a little bit about your story to the audience, let them know. And for those of you who are listening, just check us out on YouTube so that way you can actually see the conversation here. Now, Felitchi, let me know. Was this something, this glitch that you saw, was it something that happened at night? Was it something that happened during the day? Can you explain a little bit more about your story to us?
Yeah. So it was basically it happened at like around 9:30 p.m. at night. And so it's actually really, really dark where we live. Like it's
Okay.
just like I understand because there's a lot of nature around, so they don't want too much light. And so it's fairly like almost pitch black outside around 9:30. And so I was about to go take out the trash, and every now and then I just asked my sister, I was like, hey, just come with me. And I was going to take my dog out as well because so he can go to the bathroom. And then so I asked my sister to come along with me. And so once we had like I was the first one to step out the door, and then that's when I saw like this really bright light. I was like, what is that? I thought it was like, is it a car? I did a quick look around, and I was like, what is that light coming from? I thought it was like, is it like, where's that coming from? It didn't make any sense. And so and then I focused on it again, and it just looked like this screen. And I'm like, that is like weirdly square. It was like in the middle. It was just like a square or like a rectangular uh, thing. And it looked like glitchy, like really bright. It had like different colors, like pinkish, greenish, and it was just like a glitch. And so I was like, what is that? And so I was like, I decided to ignore it. I was like, I don't know, maybe I'm seeing things. I'm like, I don't know, maybe I'm tired. I don't know. And so, but then like soon after, shortly after, like my sister and then comes along outside with my dog. She's
Hmm?
like with my dog on a leash. And so my dog completely freaks out. He starts barking like crazy towards that direction. And I was like, oh, maybe I'm not crazy. And
Right.
so, and then my sister just looks over and she says, it's just the person. It's just the person. And then I was like, a person? I'm like, huh? And I thought that was really weird because you can't see anyone from that angle, from that higher angle.
Right.
Because like right below it, it's like, it's about like maybe 10 feet
Okay.
upwards where the ground level is.
Okay.
And so she just saw a head right there of a person, like if they were like walking, like,
Okay. So was she up higher than you, or
oh
were you
no,
both?
we were on the same, we were just coming out of the door. We're on the second
So you were
floor, and
both
she
at
was
the
just right
same.
behind me.
Okay. So you were both at the same height, both
Hmm.
looking at the same direction, but she saw something different than you did. So what
Yeah.
you were seeing was a glitch. Was it like a rectangular type glitch? So would you consider that kind of like if somebody was thinking of a doorway, or maybe like
Yeah.
a portal type look to it?
Yeah, that's actually what we talked about afterwards. We were kind of joking around. It was like, oh, it's like somebody going into a portal, maybe.
Sure.
And it was
Sure.
like, oh, who knows?
Okay, so when you were looking, when you say that it was like 10 feet up, is that where the direction was then to the location?
Oh, just to clarify, what I meant by like, okay, so where she saw the head of a person
Hmm.
or like a figure, it was like, it didn't make sense because basically for anybody to be there, they would have to be taller than 10 feet.
I see.
That's what I mean.
So the head of what she was seeing was actually higher up than where you were looking to see that glitchy door.
Hmm. Yes.
Okay. So it was so the head that she saw, if she saw somebody who was that height, they would be 10 feet tall.
Yeah.
Okay. That's pretty tall.
Yeah, it didn't make any sense. We were
Yeah.
looking at it and we're like, oh,
Or it could have been
the
somebody
angles
who
don't make
was
sense.
maybe standing on something, a platform, or maybe just up high, but you just couldn't
Yeah.
probably couldn't see, or she couldn't see.
Yeah, we were trying to look at the angle because okay, so there's to explain a little bit more
Hmm.
of how like so basically there's like think of houses that are like next to each other all around a neighborhood. So that's
Okay.
kind of what it looks like.
Okay.
The different it's like an apartment complex, but different. There's like several buildings.
Okay.
Say there's like 30 buildings in a row or something, and it looks like a little neighborhood. That's what the apartment area looks like. It and so we live on the second floor,
Okay.
and so next to it, a little further, there is another apartment area. but it's too far away for us to like even be like, oh, that's where the person was walking.
I see.
But there
Okay.
is a sidewalk, but from the angle of where we are,
Hmm.
like for example, for the angle where we are, this person, it was like directly in front of our doorway,
Okay.
and um
Oh, okay. So they would have been.
and
So
so
if you're
there's
on the
like the
second
sidewalk
floor,
right under, but directly next to it. So it's impossible for you to even see a person walking.
okay,
If somebody was walking at
right,
nighttime, it would be completely impossible for you to even see someone from that angle
right,
because it's from our doorway, because it would be that person would just be direct below. You would have to go
right,
all the way to the other side of the balcony to
right.
go look down at them to see them. So she, in her head, she just initially thought maybe it's just someone who's walking on the sidewalk. But then when we thought about it, looked back at it, we're like, oh, that would be impossible because it makes no sense.
Now, I am curious. Would you be able to submit a picture for us to kind of show us
uh,
that layout?
yes,
Would that be possible?
yes,
Because then I could
yeah,
actually just post it right up here, and then we can show it. That would be great for
yeah.
everybody who wants to see
Actually,
it.
I do. I did do a quick like I took a picture of the angle of the same night. I
Okay.
took a picture and we were trying to look, and I told her I drew like a quick rectangular, and she drew where she saw a person's head.
So, just to give everybody a quick update, this is all going within the same interview. So we're pretty much going to take the interview that we had and just kind of
Yeah.
continue it on, because what I found so fascinating was after that interview that we did, you sent me two photos, two images, so that way I could better understand what you were seeing and where it was exactly located. Because in my mind, I thought that this was something, as you're on a balcony and looking over, it's
Hmm.
further out. But it turns out this
Yeah.
was really close to you.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
So I want to bring up that first photo.
There. And so I had taken a quick photo of like probably about like 10 p.m. That same night, and then I was like, hey, I told my sister, let's just draw it in. Like, what? I don't get it. Like, what did you see? What did I see? And let's like clarify this. And so that's where I drew in like the red kind of rectangle um, of where I saw like the type of glitch thing. And she said, oh, I had seen a man just walking. And it was like, or she said it, she said it like, oh, may have not. And she initially, she thought it was like a man in a hoodie,
Okay.
but she was like, it's possible it wasn't, because she's like, I just didn't have like any clear view, but it for definitely was the side profile of a figure or a person. And she said she could see the head, and it was going towards that area. Like it was walking, it was going towards that area.
Was it
And then
going was it going towards
it
this?
actually, yeah, it did actually didn't go past that.
Okay.
It didn't go past that. She didn't see it go past that. She just kind of saw it just walk through, and she saw like the maybe like the shoulder length of the person or whatever as
Uh-huh.
well. And she saw it just kind of move towards whatever I saw.
What this
But
door here essentially.
yeah,
Okay, so
yes.
what you saw was the door, but what your sister saw was this entity. We'll just call it an
Yes.
entity for right now.
Yeah.
Um, and as people can see right now, because it is going to be a full
Hmm.
screen on here, but as people can see, there's you're 10 to 15 feet up in the air.
Yeah.
You can see cars down here,
Hmm.
and there's no stairs over here.
No.
Yeah, this is just a railing. All of this is a railing and a balcony, and that's it. Okay, so we're going to pull up the next picture so that way people can get a better understanding of it. Okay, so in this one, this is the section where it was at. It was in between this tree, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So as people can see, the stairs are over here on this way. So it would make sense if you guys saw somebody poking their head here that they might be standing in the stairs.
Hmm.
But that's not the case. It was over here. There's no stairs on this side.
Yeah.
So the creature, this entity, would have had to have been. I mean, that's tall. That's huge.
Yeah.
I mean, easily, probably what, 15 feet, I would think, or
Yeah.
more, to be
Possibly.
pretty much right here. And then the doorway is of energy. This glitch that you saw was in between the tree line here and the apartment
Hmm.
complex.
Yes.
Okay. So I just want to get that perfectly clear, because this was, to me, this was really important to see. And that person was going into the doorway, essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of, once we talked about it, that's kind of what it seemed like.
Yeah. Okay. So they must have, the creature must have been somewhere through here, maybe walking, maybe opened a portal, who knows, walked into this and then disappeared. And it was within a split, what, second, minute? How did you?
It had to have been less than a minute. It was just very, very quick.
Okay. For me, and I appreciate you sending that, and I appreciate you coming back on, because I thought the way that it was, we were talking about it and describing it, that it was something further out. Maybe you were looking at somebody walking on a path, or from your balcony, you were looking out to something else. And not, I was trying to question it. I was trying to question, could it have been somebody with a flashlight? Could it have been somebody that, was just doing a photography? Who knows? Anything that was out there that would have created that for you to see, that might have not been, what we are all suspecting and thinking that it is. But after you sent me the photos, I was shocked, because there's no way, if I'm standing on my deck and there's something right on my deck that I see, I'm so close to seeing it, there's no way I'm going to mistake for what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so that's why this story, to me, after you sent the photos, had more, it just had more value to it, to say that there's something there. There's something that you witnessed, some type of entity that walked through a door, and who knows where it came from.
Yeah, it was just like a really overall, just, it was really weird. Like once you actually, because shortly after, because initially the initial reason I went outside was to take out the trash, and I let my dog go to the bathroom. And I did go outside. I ended up going outside. I was like, well, it doesn't seem that bad. I'm like, it's gone. I don't know what it was, and it doesn't seem like anything dangerous or scary.
Right.
Because I honestly didn't really feel scared in the moment. I was just like, what? So I just kind of brushed it off in the moment, because I was like, I don't know, maybe I was just like, maybe I'm tired. I don't know. I'm a college student. So
yeah. And what time did you say that was at? 9:30?
It was at 9:30 p.m.
Okay.
And so shortly after, I did go outside, and I walked down that stairs, and I even looked up and I checked around. I'm like, is there anybody around here? Is there anybody around the corner? Because it was just like probably a minute from when that happened. I went down the stairs. So it was just like, I don't know, nobody could have gone that far, like, or the light, or I kind of just looked around. It was just pitch black. Like you really couldn't see anybody around. It was oddly quiet that day. Like every now and then around that time, maybe you'll see somebody like maybe going to the gym, or like just walking, like very few, like a sprinkle of people.
Sure. But you never see anybody walking 15 feet in the air next to your balcony like that, where there's no stairs, no nothing, in between a tree. Now, that also brings up a good point. Was this doorway translucent at all? Because you do have a tree back there that you can see.
It actually wasn't. Like, I actually forgot about a tree being there, because it was just, it literally looked like a door, like a screen, like literally like if a TV screen was in the way.
Yeah.
And there's nothing you can see behind it. It's just like very solid, not translucent at all. And like, it was just very rectangular, and that's it.
Yeah. The rectangular part is, I think, also very definitive, because there's nothing that's a light source that cuts off at corners, if that makes sense. There's nothing that does that. I want to thank you for watching this video. I really hope that you enjoyed it. We talk about a lot of crazy stuff here, so if you want to hear more, just like and subscribe to the channel. It'd really help us out a lot. And plus, if you have a crazy story, whether it be an alien abduction, near-death experience, or something of the paranormal, or a glitch in the matrix, please let us know. Share it in the comments. We'd love to have you on the show.